Hello, everyone. This is Kim Quady with KimPlaysWithPaper.com. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Mesa, Arizona. And today I'm just going to be showing you a fun card that I've been playing with. In fact, I've been working on fall cards for about a month, but here's some of the background of the card. So I was going to kind of move on to getting some of my Christmas crafting, my holiday crafting started and show you some of that. But I took one of Stampin' Up's online craft classes. This last, in October, was their very first class that they offered. It was $30 all online, and they made 4 cards and gave all kinds of really awesome tips. So as I was watching that, I thought, oh man, I could really work that into a fall card that I've had in my mind. So I'm working with quite a few different products and some shiny paper. So I'm just gonna pop down to the workspace and get started and show you what I have been working on. The craft class is still available. It used items from the Traditions of Christmas. And there were 4 cards that were created. They're going to be announcing another class here coming up soon. So I closed that because, and I was going to show you what I'm using. Hey, Kay, good morning. I'm sorry. Welcome everybody who's able to join me live this morning. And if you're watching the replay, that's great. Awesome that you could pop in for a little crafting fun. But so I'm going to be using, because I've really liked these dies, I'm using the Traditional Labels dies, and there's a fun tip that they showed, so that's part of my card. Also, you know, it's been a bit since I've used things from the annual catalog. I'm also going to be using these 2 dies from the Beautiful Motifs dies. I know when the annual catalog first came out, I used a lot of these products and I went, oh, I could use that. Hey, Sandy, thanks for popping in. And then I'm going to be using the Gathering Moments stamp set, using a technique that, again, the class showed me on last week. Those classes are available on replay and you can rewatch them. And all right, so you're probably wondering, what is she talking about? So here is the card that I created based on one of the cards in the class. Theirs, of course, was a holiday, and I decided to do mine with the fall color. So I have Cajun Craze, I have the Gathering Together 12 by 12 Designer Series paper, I have gold foil, I have this earthen toned metallic textures paper, I have the Traditions of Christmas labels, and the Gathering Moments sentiment. All right, so let's get started. I'll lay these out for you to kind of show you what I have. I have the Cajun Craze 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4. I have 2 pieces of the Designer Series paper, 5.5 by 7/8, and I think this one is about 4 7/8 by 7/8. Again, these will be on my blog, the measurements for future reference. This is Early Espresso. This is that die cut from Traditional Labels. And this is where I'll be stamping my sentiment. That's Basic Beige. And then from the Beautiful Motifs, I have die cut that piece from the Earthen Textures metallic paper. I love that. What helps, I did put some adhesive sheets on the back, so that will help us out there. And then this also comes from that Beautiful Motifs, and I die cut that out of our gold and used adhesive sheets on the back as well. All right, let me move some of those pieces out of the way so we can get started. I will burnish to get a nice crisp edge on that Cajun Craze cardstock. Now what I've done, and this is a technique also shared on the video, someone who was watching said they wrote down all the tips, and there were 29 stamping tips given during that class. So I took 3 of the images from the Gathering Moments, the large leaf, another leaf, and the acorn, and put them all on one block. And what I'm going to do, I don't know if you saw this in, hey Noreen, thanks for popping in, but that's what I used to make the background. So this essentially works as a background stamp, and then I've put the 2 others on in case I need to fill in. And this is going to look different every time I do this. So I'm just going to ink that up. Sometimes for me, inking from the top helps. I need to keep this close because we're going to keep re-inking it. So I am just going to go around in the corner, around the corners, keeping in mind that a lot of the middle will be taken up by images. So I'm just going to stamp here. You see how that works. I'll re-ink, kind of turn my stamp around. It looks like I need a little bit more ink on that. There we go. All right, and then I will put this here in the corner. Sometimes it's so hard, but just stamp. It's going to be okay. It's all right. It will be fine. So then I will ink up, because nobody knows what this card was supposed to look like except for me. So if something is not exactly where I want it, so I will put that here, and then I can maybe fill in with some of the others. So I'm just creating a little bit of a background here, and let's put that here. See if I can fill in a little bit. So if you can see what I'm up to, I'm just creating a background with the stamps from that set all on one block. Kind of like my own designer series paper here. So we'll do this. And then I do have, like I showed you earlier, this little piece that I can kind of, let's fill in here. And it gives us some different elements. Where else could I put some little texture? I think we did a really good job here today. I think that's awesome. Okie doke. So think about other stamps that you could use this technique on, because it is really cool. Okay, well, let's bring in then, we can just start. Oh, actually, let's stamp this sentiment before I get too far off. I am using Early Espresso, Thankful for You from the Gathering Moments. And let's quick grab this little traditional labels. The traditional labels are so pretty. There's lots of stitching. Okay. Whew. Sometimes I worry about that. Don't we all? Making sure, but I have an extra one in case something went wrong. All right. So here's my designer series paper. This is the longer piece. I will put my stamp and seal. And what's nice is our grid here. We can kind of use that as a guide. I think I'll go like two of those little lines up, and that goes just straight across. Now here's the fun part. All right, take a look at this die. So this die has little little edges, and that was just kind of for fun, a fun effect. But someone discovered that you can put your designer series paper or your cardstock, you can feed it through. And hey, Renee, thanks for joining. And make a fun element. I am going to put a little bit of adhesive so that when I do get that in there, I'll get it to stay. What do you think of that? I would have never thought of that. And that's not really what the designer had in mind, but when someone starts making the cards, they find all kinds of different things you can do. So fun. I don't think that's straight. All right, now I'll put some adhesive on the back. But if you did not have a chance to take that craft class, I highly recommend it. It was just so many awesome tips and tricks. All right, now it's time to apply my leaves that I've die cut, remember, from the Beautiful Motifs. I do have the adhesive sheets on the back, so I'm just going to try to find an edge. And what I like about the adhesive sheets is that it will pull a lot of our little pieces out. So sometimes I have to take my glasses off too, and to see where we're going. But let's place that on, and I don't need any glue dots or anything because it's all on there. And then our gold as well. So anybody else working on fall cards? Are we headed toward the holidays? What's going on in your craft room? I should get my pick tool out here. I do love the adhesive sheets. Sometimes it is hard finding that edge. Bear with me. Thanks for your patience as I find that the little, and when it all comes off, it just all comes off like that. It's amazing. And then I don't have to figure out where to put all those little glue dots. Okay. And I can just set it there gently. All right. And then we've already stamped our sentiments, so I just need some dimensionals. I was just so excited to share this card. I watched the class video and then I ran right to my craft room with my fall products. And I thank you all for watching. I've had some issues with my internet the last couple weeks, so I probably shouldn't say anything or I'm going to jinx it. But so far, so good. And then, of course, I need some gems. And I'm using these traditional sequins. Love, love, love these. And they come in real red, old olive, pool party, and gold. So I think the gold works really well with my gold foil. So they talked about creating a triangle as well with the gems, and that 3 odds, 3, 5 work really well. So there we have my quick, well, it wasn't quick. It has a lot of pieces, but it's gorgeous, based on a card created in one of Stampin' Up's new online card classes. Thank you so much for joining and watching me craft today. I hope that you find some inspiration and go into your craft room as well. If you need updates on the measurements, just check my blog at kimplayswithpaper.com. And if you're watching the replay, I'd love to hear what you have to say. Thanks so much, everyone, for joining me. Have a great rest of your day, weekend, and we'll see you next time, everyone. Until then, happy stamping. Bye-bye.